Good evening. Most of us are taught a formula for success long before we're old enough to even question it. This formula usually goes something like this: do well in school, follow the rules, work hard, and be responsible. And if you do this, life will reward you. This formula is taught everywhere, in our classrooms, at home, and in the quiet expectations that we absorb without even realizing it. And for a while, the formula seems to work. But here's the question I want to start with tonight. What happens when the formula stops working? At a certain point, almost everyone notices something confusing. Two people can grow up in the same world, similar expectations, similar opportunities, and similar pressures, and yet experience life completely differently. One moves forward with confidence, while the other hesitates, second guesses, or quietly shrinks. What I became curious about wasn't so much why some people succeed and others don't, but why some people seem to give themselves permission to fully show up, while others wait. This is the part we don't talk about enough. In my own life, for many years, I believed deeply in the formula. I did what I was told I was supposed to do. I followed the path that was supposed to lead to success. I went to college, got good grades, landed a high-paying corporate job, got a nice house, a nice car, got married. And on the outside, it looked like things were going well. But internally, something felt off. Actually, more than off. I was secretly struggling with anxiety, panic attacks, and an eating disorder I wasn't telling anyone about because I was afraid of what people would think. I remember thinking, this isn't what I thought success was going to feel like. And why do I feel like I'm doing everything right, but still questioning myself? That moment didn't lead me to answers, but it led me to something even more important. It made me start questioning everything. What that questioning led me to is this. We tend to treat success like a checklist. If I do this, then that should happen. If I follow these rules, then I should feel fulfilled. But life doesn't respond to checklists. Life responds to who you believe you are, no matter what you're doing. What actually influences our outcomes isn't effort alone. It's the lens you view yourself through. Long before results ever show up on the outside, they're filtered through something internal first. The story you tell yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you're allowed to want. That story quietly influences what you go after, what you avoid, and what you stop yourself from reaching. There's a word for that lens: identity. Identity isn't a title or a resume, and it's not what you do. Identity is what feels normal to you. It's what you expect from life. It's what you unconsciously permit yourself to have. And here's the thing most people will never tell you. Your results will never supersede your identity. You can follow the perfect path, but if you don't feel like you belong at a certain level, you'll unconsciously stop yourself from getting there. Not because you're incapable, but because your identity hasn't caught up yet. I remember the moment this became real for me. I was sitting at home nursing my 4-month-old son. A dear friend of mine had just suddenly passed away in his sleep. This was someone my age, someone with plans. And there I sat, holding new life in my arms, while confronting how fragile life actually is. At this moment, on the outside, my life looked good. I was following the path I thought I was supposed to. But in those quiet moments with my son, I couldn't avoid the feeling that I was living correctly, but not truthfully. That I was following the path I was told to, while slowly abandoning the parts of myself who wanted more. At this time, I was reading a book that chronicled the top 5 regrets of the dying. The number one regret people shared on their deathbed was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to me rather than what everyone else expected of me. And in that moment, something clicked. I realized I hadn't been failing at life. I'd been postponing it. I'd been doing what I now call putting my life on layaway, waiting for external permission, someone to tell me that it was time or that I was good enough to finally step into all that I felt called to be. And in that moment, I made a decision, not a comfortable one, not a safe one, but an honest one. I decided to stop waiting to act. I decided to start questioning everything I'd been taught about who I was, what I was capable of, and what I was worthy to achieve. That moment didn't just change what I did, it changed who I believed myself to be. This is where the idea of solve for why took on new meaning for me. It's not about finding a better strategy or fixing something outside of us. It's about looking at where you're outsourcing authority, waiting for other people to give you permission to step into who you came here to be. Solve for why doesn't mean solving life. It means stopping the wait to become yourself. And so in closing tonight, rather than give you advice, I want to leave you with questions. What assumptions are you following without ever questioning them? What version of yourself are you waiting to feel ready to become? And who might you be if you trusted yourself earlier than the world told you to? The world will offer you many formulas throughout your life. Some will be helpful, some will be limiting. But the most important work you will ever do is to understand the version of yourself you're waiting for permission to live as. Solve for why and stop waiting to become yourself.